Welcome back to the channel, folks. As you all know, we are living in 2026 now. It is America's 250th anniversary, and what comes with that is an amazing machine here. And today we're here at the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum to check out American Freedom Train number 2101, or better known as the One. Before we jump headfirst into the 2101, I thought I'd acknowledge where we're posted up at. We drove into Baltimore, Maryland, and made our way down to the museum so I could get my first reaction of this historic locomotive. Shoot, there it is. Holy cow. Dude. This is a recent restoration job that the B&O Railroad Museum has done for America 250. This was one of the original American Freedom Train steam locomotives. The 2101 was used for the northeast part of the American Freedom Train route, alongside its counterparts, the Southern Pacific 4449 and the Texan Pacific, the 610. Those three steam locomotives all powered this American Freedom Train that went all around the country. Originally built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works of 1925, this steam locomotive was soon rebuilt by the Reading Railroad in 1944 to power freight along that route. Eventually it was repurposed for the Reading Ramble strips under the same name. It hauled those excursions alongside her counterparts and still around today, 2124, 2100, and as you guys all know from this channel, the 2102. Following that, she eventually did go over to Ross Roland. She was very quickly, I'm telling you, very quickly rebuilt by Ross Roland for the American Freedom Train. He needed it quick, so snapping it away. She was pulling this train. Following the American Freedom Train, she also powered the Chessie Steam Special under Ross Roland as well, and then that eventually went over to Ross Roland's other locomotive, the 614. She's been around. She's been doing a lot. After the Chessie Steam Special, she was eventually retired, and following that was donated to the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum, where she was sitting in their yard, a little deteriorated, but nothing too major. Eventually they took her in the back shops, and here she is. They have a lot of the original pieces to her, including that golden eagle that you see up there atop her headlight. That is original to her days out on the American Freedom Train. A few other cosmetic components, as you can see around the locomotive: the banner on the front, class lights, flying number boards. So this job that they had done to her here was done up by FMW Solutions, where they came out, fully repainted her back into her original AFT livery. She was in this, of course, when she was in the yard, albeit very deteriorated, so they brought her back to her original form. And I'll tell you, she looks beautiful. And as many of you guys rail fan wise know, her sister locomotive number 2100 is undergoing the same treatment for restoration. So we'll have this one, and we'll have the running companion in service to celebrate America's 250th birthday. And as many of y'all know, as well as I do, that the B&O Railroad Museum is more than just number one. So here's some coverage of their historic roundhouse and what's displayed inside. Starting off with an ancient trio of pioneering steam locomotives represented through replicas, with the only original one being the John Hancock. Another known replica of the pioneering age is the Lafayette, which was constructed in 1927 for the Fair of the Iron Horse. We move into the next era of innovation for steam traction through Cumberland Valley number 13, aka the Pioneer, B&O number 25, aka the William Mason, and B&O number 305, the iconic Camelback.
This trio, or more specifically the 305 and the William Mason, are some of the most photogenic steam locomotives in this roundhouse, and you know your boy was trying out all his different angles to capture the beauty of the iron horse. Obviously, out of this trio, the most eye-catching is Camelback number 305, with its odd but unique shape and being one of the earliest examples of the Camelback design. This locomotive would go on to influence future iterations of the Camelback design, for example, number 592. Moving on to the most famous of the trio, the William Mason. On top of being built during the Civil War and representing some of the B&O's earliest history, she's also a movie star, being shown in The Wild Wild West and The Great Locomotive Chase. Contrast that with the least talked about of the trio, Cumberland Valley number 13, aka the Pioneer, on loan from the Smithsonian. While being notorious for being a single-wheeled variant steam locomotive, one of few in the United States, it's also known for its role in the Civil War. Now we move on to the more modern motive power, Shay number 1 and Camelback number 592. Number 1, before being exchanged to the B&O from the Cass Scenic Railroad, originally served on the former Greenbrier-Cheaton Elk Railroad, carrying out all sorts of logging operations. The 592 served on high-speed passenger service on the Central Railroad of New Jersey, with its larger Wooten firebox providing for more steam pressure to hit higher speeds. Now it sits as the sole surviving C&J Camelback in the United States. Not only does this railroad museum present a wealth of steam locomotives, but passenger cars and freight as well. Their tavern car, newly restored, was on display during our visit, and I wouldn't pass up the opportunity to go around and take a look. You walk through the few narrow hallways that lead to the accommodations for the crew that would have been on board before arriving in the main area that gives the car its name, the tavern area. A huge bar smack dab in the middle of the car for the B&O's most exclusive passengers of its time, and a round-end observation deck bringing up the rear for the pretty views flying by. With this being a more presented and well-known car in the collection, I decided to go in the back and find a more niche car tucked away, this dynamometer speed car. Locomotives of their day, or speed. Oh, I didn't even know you could go back here. Okay, this is cool. This car in particular was used to measure speed for the fastest steam locomotives and diesels that would be rolling out of the shop for the B&O. Shit, narrow walkway. And you go back here. No way. You know, cook back here and stuff. Yeah, they had everything. Even with the large pieces of equipment to marvel at, there's always the smaller exhibits to appreciate, such as here, the Smithsonian model train display. This is the Smithsonian part of the museum. We got all these models here. And, boy, oh boy, is this an expansive part. Oh, that's cool. They got the Pensy K4 right there, model of a few USA. Sorry, look at this. Oh, that's cool. They got the transitional. That's cool. They have the ACL Northern up there. And that's where I came to look for AFT train. If y'all can see there, it's number 1. When you have a rail museum like this, it's important to touch on the topics that come around it, such as their African American history section of the museum, which touches on the Pullman porters, how your average passenger would have been treated, and the horrible reality of the inequality and segregation faced by African Americans who were just trying to make it through their daily lives in the early 1900s of the US. The grounded truth that this railroad museum presents is why I enjoy coming back and visiting, and I hope you all enjoyed taking a walk through it with me today in this video. I know I didn't cover every piece of equipment, or more specifically every locomotive featured in this museum, especially in the building adjacent featuring the huge iron giants like the Chesapeake and Ohio 490, but that can be a later video, a secondary one where I cover more pieces of equipment around the museum. Anyways though, if you want to stay tapped in, make sure to like, share with your friends, comment what you thought, or subscribe, which tells me that you all want more content. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and thank you all so much for watching.
Can be higher. All aboard America, here comes the Freedom Train. All aboard America, here comes the Freedom Train.